All right, and our final venture for the afternoon is Wizio. I'll invite Chris to come up. There are also a group of students that have been working on this, also working with IDEA, and I will let Chris tell you all about it.
Thank you, Lauren. Hello. Welcome to Wizio. What is Wizio, you ask? Well, Wizio is building a better apartment experience by sharing open source data with landlords, realtors, prospective tenants, and property managers. So Wizio started in January of this year with the Husky Startup Challenge, which we won first place. We started with the idea that we didn't like hunting for apartments in Boston. After more than 150 surveys of realtors and property managers and tenants, we found that there are two main problems on either side of the market. So for tenant problems, we found that online information just isn't that reliable. You see, sites like Zillow have postings mainly by realtors or property managers. Their main goal is to sell the apartment, not necessarily good incentive for posting reliable information. On the landlord side, the main concern is that the investment returns money, that the apartment's occupied, and that it's occupied by tenants who are going to pay reliably, on time, and not destroy the investment, the apartment. So how does Wizio solve this problem? Well, Wizio is a dual-sided apartment rating system. On the Wizio platform, the web app, tenants can rate apartments and landlords, and in return, landlords can rate tenants. Tenants can then see apartments they're interested in, look at past ratings from other tenants, and pick a selected few number of apartments that they might want to see or even rent. Wizio takes those interested tenants and the apartments they're interested in, the profiles, and packages that data and sells it to realtors or property managers that are filling their own apartments. And we charge them a referral fee, which brings me to the business model. There are two types of revenue. One is a pay-per-lead option. So these are realtors who think they can convert many different tenants, or prospective tenants, into any sort of sale. So maybe they have a bunch of apartments and they just want a group of tenants that they can sell to. The other is kind of the pay-per-lease, which is more for people who want quality leads, tenants who already know what they want. Those are, of course, more expensive and more rare. So where is Wizio right now in production? Well, we have 4 developers and a business guy and a property manager on the team. We've currently gotten to this alpha stage where we're testing amongst our friends and family and immediate community to try to really refine our minimum viable product. Everything in the left column here has been already developed. We'd like to be in beta stage, so developing everything in the middle column here, by September 1st. And then launch by January 1st. What beta stage means is that we kind of have the platform to really start generating revenue. We have the options to accept payment from realtors and landlords. And then the launch stage has to do with optimization of the site for landlords, property managers, and realtors. Really a full suite of features that can attract people to our site. So let's go through a walkthrough of what a user experience might look like. So when you hit the Wizio page, you might see some featured listings, of which landlords or property managers might pay to get to the home page. I'm not going to click on any of these. Instead, I'm going to search for apartments in an area, say Beacon Hill. So here's some things that come up. We see some apartments that are available and not available. Pretty interesting. There are some filters on the left. I'm going to choose the third one down, the 4.8 rating, pretty good, but it's not available. There's an option to waitlist. Let's see. So I can see on this page there's a description, there's some pictures of the apartment, and then there's some user-submitted ratings. You can see that although the rating is 4.8, there are individual ratings for things based on that apartment. So, for instance, the landlord has its own rating, the building, pest control. We don't allow users to do an overall rating because a lot of times they can be very biased. You know, maybe they had one negative experience and so they're going to rate the whole thing a 1. So we really, since there's a low volume of ratings potentially, because apartments only have a turnover every year, maybe every 2 years, we have to make sure that we gather as much data to really make an accurate rating for each one of these apartments. So I think I'm going to waitlist this apartment. I'm pretty interested. It's beautiful. And I add it to my profile. So now I have this profile, And what Wizio can do is they can take those user profiles and sell them to interested landlords, realtors, or property managers. After more than 150 surveys, we found that a lot of landlords and property managers and realtors are paying around $100 to $200 for quality leads. And so this information can be really valuable to those people. So what are our mentorship needs? Well, we have 4 categories here. Our first is that we'd love someone with real estate market knowledge. If anyone here is a broker, we'd love to talk to you and bounce ideas off of you. Big data experience, you can imagine there's going to be a lot of data, and verification is very important. Strong web development background. If anyone has developed web apps before, we'd love to talk to you. And scaling ventures, which I'm sure a lot of people have experience with. So just to break down the first one, we'd love to know which features of our product currently you find most valuable. And also, we'd love in the future to automate some of what a realtor and a broker does. So if you're a broker or realtor and like to help us with that, we'd love to talk to you. Regarding big data, this is our main concern is verification and sorting. So if you have any experience with that, that would be wonderful. And web development best practices. So this is our stack. These are the languages that we use. If you have experience as back-end, front-end, or have some suggestions maybe for even changing some of the stack, we'd love to talk to you as well. And finally, scaling a venture. So most of you have experience with this. We're having trouble figuring out our hiring process. Currently, there are 4 founders and 2 contractors that we've been using. And kind of navigating the legal landmines with hiring, and especially unpaid interns, is pretty difficult. And so if anyone has experience with that, we'd love to talk to you as well. Thank you very much for your time. I will now take questions.
Thank you, Chris. Any questions? Yeah. That's right.
I think it's kind of obvious why the landlord would put in the data, improve your database. Why would the tenants? How do you? What's the incentive for prior tenants to establish the improved database?
Thank you for that question. Obviously, it's kind of a chicken and egg problem, right? We have to have tenant user ratings to be valuable to the landlords. Well, the way that we plan on, based on our surveys, more than 100 tenants, we found that a lot of people have no place as an outlet for experiences they've had. Maybe really great things that they want to share, or really not so great things that they'd like to share about different slumlords around here. And those people have incentive enough to post. But we add additional incentive. For instance, with this waitlist feature, say there's a really demand apartment of which a bunch of tenants have waitlisted. Well, the order of that waitlist is chiefly important to the people who actually want the apartment. So say if you're a user who has rated many past apartments and asked your friends to join the platform using a code, you may have a higher reputation. This allows you to be higher on the wait list, so you have a higher chance of getting any apartment that you want. So this incentive allows us to incentivize the users who are on the site to post even more information and to get other users on the site. Does that answer your question? All right.
Other questions? Okay. Thanks so much, Chris.
Thank you.